Hi everyone, my name is Maggie Carrino and the title of my unit is called All That Glitters Isn't Gold, The Gilded Age. And this is for U.S. History students grades 10 and 11. So we'll go ahead and start with my first day. So my first lesson plan is just a quick introduction into the Gilded Age. I'm going to start with a pre-assessment. And for this pre-assessment, I'm just going to engage my students in just some dialogue, ask them a couple questions. And write their responses up on the board just so I can gauge their prior understanding so I know what to spend more time on and what to spend less time on. I'm going to just do a super high level lecture and just quickly go over some of the big changes during the Gilded Age, such as social change, political change, economic change, and demographic change. And then the bulk of the lesson will be group work. It's going to be a jigsaw number 2. So I'm going to break my students up into groups of 5 groups of 6, and I'm going to assign each student in a group a different topic, such as industrialization, captains of industry, banking and finance, some of those top level things I covered in the lecture. Have them research those topics, become experts, and then I'm going to have them join the people in the other groups that have the same topic as them, give them some time to bounce ideas off of each other, really become experts on that topic, have them return to their original groups, and have them teach their peers the topic that they are an expert on. And then for my assessment, since this is just the start of the unit, I'm going to give them a quick 3, 2, 1 assessment, have them tell me 3 things that they learned from this lesson, 2 things that they found interesting or that they want to learn more about, and 1 question that they still have. And this will just help better inform the next couple days of activities. So day 2, we're going to cover captains of industry or robber barons. For this, I'm going to start with a video. I found a really great video on Crash Course called The Industrial Economy. So I'm going to have them watch that, silently reflect, then I'm going to just do a super quick lecture on each man, Vanderbilt, Morgan, Carnegie, and Rockefeller. And then I am going to go into a cooperative learning type of situation. I'm going to divide all of the students into 4 groups, and I'm going to give each group one of the 4 men I just spoke about, and I'm going to hand them out a worksheet. And it's called the Robber Baron or Captain of Industry worksheet. And this will kind of help them figure out on their own what they think each man is based off of some of the research that they're going to do based on the worksheet that I handed out. And then towards the end of class, their assessment, they're going to have to create a political cartoon. And for this, I want them to, depending on what they find out, if they believe that their person that they're researching is a captain of industry or a robber baron, have them create a political cartoon as such and just do a quick presentation to the class. Day number 3 is going to be immigration in the Gilded Age. To begin, I'm going to just do a quick lecture. I'm also going to ask students, how did you feel when you moved to a new town for the first time? Or if you do have family that immigrated recently, have you ever talked to them about their experience, just to kind of get them in the mindset of what this lesson is going to entail. And then I'm also going to let them know what a Socratic circle is, and then I'm going to have them get their desks into a Socratic circle. And while they're in the Socratic circle, I'm going to hand out 2 poems that I found from the Gilded Age. One titled The New Colossus, which is pro-immigration. This is actually the poem where we get the term "Bring me your huddled masses." And then I found another poem called The Unguarded Gates, which is anti-immigration during this time. I'm going to ask volunteers if they want to read them or if they want to read them silently to themselves while in the circle. It doesn't matter to me. And then after everyone's read it, I'm going to prompt them with a question. And then hopefully that question really sends them into good discussion and debate. I anticipate that takes the whole class period, so I'm going to send them home with an assessment. And this one's just going to ask them, what was the most important thing you learned today and why? Did anything surprise you? And what was the most confusing part about the lesson, just to better inform me moving into the next couple days. So lesson plan number 4 is titled Technological Advancements. For this one, once again, I'm going to start off with a lecture. I think starting off with a lecture is important, just giving them those main ideas that they need to better inform their work through the rest of the day. So I'm going to give them a brief introduction lecture on the inventions during the Gilded Age. And then I am going to pair students up, just groups of 2, and give them a invention created during the Gilded Age and have them really research that invention, the importance of the invention. And then for their assessment, I'm actually going to have the students put together a pitch for their invention. So I'm going to tell them to put their minds into the Gilded Age, or whenever this invention first started out, and have them come up with a 60-second pitch, like the class is the patent office. And then at the end of class, we are going to, as a group, vote on which Gilded Age invention we would give a patent to. And then, so for lesson number 5, the final day, a little bit somber to end out the week. We're going to do Native Americans during the Gilded Age. Once again, I'm going to start off with a super quick lecture, just talking about key things that affected Native Americans during the Gilded Age, such as the Dawes Act and the Battle of Wounded Knee. And for this assignment, for this activity, I'm going to hand out a speech titled "Kill the Indian and Save the Man." I'm going to have them silently read that to themselves, reflect on it, and then once everyone is done, I'm going to explain what a fishbowl protocol is, put them into a fishbowl protocol, and start the middle section off with a question, such as what stuck out to you the most when reading the excerpt from Captain Pratt's speech, or how do you think Native Americans felt when they heard this speech? And just like with the Socratic method, hopefully this just sparks a lot of group conversation, and then I will only be there to interfere when necessary or to guide the conversation. And then for this assessment, I actually found this assessment on facinghistory.com. It's really interesting. I'm going to have them answer 3 questions, one with their head, one with their heart, and one with their conscience. So for their head, the question I want them to answer with their head, which is simply just giving me the facts. What did you learn from today's lecture and fishbowl discussion? To answer with their heart, so answering with their heart is what emotions did you feel? So that question is, what emotions did you feel when reading Captain Pratt's speech? And then to answer with their conscience is just kind of write what they think is right and wrong, just or unjust. And for that question, I'm going to say, what questions about right or wrong, fairness or injustice did today's lesson and group discussion bring up for you? And that is the end of my lesson plans. I'm still kind of new to this. I'm only in my first hour of observation, so I hope that those were easy to follow. This was a really fun assignment, and I'm looking forward to all of your guys' feedback. All right, thanks.